Welcome to Allan Reports TV. I'm your host, Allan Labucan from allanberryreports.com. Today we have a new installment of our In the News show. This is the show where we talk about resource companies with recent developments. On today's show we have three companies to talk about. One of those is a first timer on the show, and the other two we've talked about several times on the show due to the quality of their projects and their news flow. And but before we get started, we always like to start out with our thank yous. One of the key websites that we use to produce and broadcast these shows is YouTube.com. If you look above me there if you're watching the show on our website at allanberryreports.com, look above me and you'll notice a logo there. Just click on that and that'll take you to our YouTube channel, and they're a really great website for anybody looking at doing online shows. We also have used in the past Ustream.tv. All of our past shows, if you look above me on the website, you'll see a shows section. In there we have all of our past shows. Included in there we have our we'll have the date, a description of the show, who was on, what we talked about, and then a watch button where you can go and watch those shows. And so that's a great way to check out our past shows, and they're all linked up in there. Also, if you're watching on the website, you'll notice to the left and right of me that we have banners on our website. Those banner sponsors are really important in us being able to bring these shows to you. And if you'd like to do some homework on those companies, if you just click on their banner, it'll take you to their website where they have plenty of information about their projects, what they're doing, the news that they've had, and it's a really great place for you to start your homework. And so we want to thank them. And of course, to you, the viewers, you give us a platform and an audience to be able to talk to you about commodities and resource stocks, two things we really like to talk about. And so thank you very much for tuning in. So we'll get right to the In the News segment. And the first company we're going to talk about is a first-timer on the show, Allan Mines Limited. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company, and as I said, this is the first time they've been on the show. Their website is www.callinan.com, and they've had three news releases out of late. They had one out on January 5th, 10th, and 11th that we're going to talk about. And so I'm just pulling up their website. On their website, they have an investor section. In the investor section, that's where you can find the news releases. We'll start with the January 5th news release. And in that one, the headline is Allan drills 3.65 grams per ton gold over 13.56 meters at Gossan Hill. They go on that they're pleased to provide an update on assay results received from its Gossan Hill gold property. 6 of the 14 holes completed to date returned mineralized intersections bearing gold. Assay work is still being conducted on intersections. I think that's in their next news release, that one that was referenced in there. They mentioned that the early stage of the Gossan Hill program has defined a mineralized gold and silver horizon along 100 meters of strike and to a vertical depth of 200 meters based on 25 to 50 drill holes, based on 25 to 50 meter drill hole spacing. So fairly tight drill hole grid there, and that's a good indicator. The gold mineralization at Gossan Hill is open in all directions, and the company is encouraged by these strong results and plan to continue drilling this month. Then in the press release, there's a really good quote from the president and CEO of Allan Mines, Mike Maslowski, and he stated, and I quote, "We are excited about the initial results of the program. Our drilling program was designed to test the to test the continuity and characterization of gold mineralization at the Gossan showing with a series of tightly spaced drill holes. These assays show that the gold-bearing structure is wide enough to warrant further testing. We are very pleased with these results and expect to continue extending the horizon with further drilling, end quote. And then they had a table with the various different drill hole intersections. In addition to that one that they announced in the headlines, they had another hole with a 20-meter intersection of 1.96 grams. Included in there was a 7-meter intersection of 3.11 grams. They had another hole with 16 meters of 3.04 grams. So you can find all of that on the press release. And some more details about the drilling that they're doing. So then the next news release that we wanted to talk about was on January 10th, and the headline from that, and this comes from the same project that they had assay results out on the January 5th news release. The headline from this one is Drilling at Gossan Hill Encounters 4.7 meters of 9.47 grams per ton gold, 16.53 meters, and 16.53 grams per ton silver. They mentioned in there that they're announced today the balance of the diamond drill holes completed to date at their Gossan Hill project have been proven by assay to contain gold and silver. Then they talk about the highlight holes that were in the headline of the press release, so I'm not going to repeat them. To date, 14 diamond drill holes have been completed on the deepest drilled at Gossan Hill to date. And it's really encouraging when you're starting to go into ground that has not been drilled before. So we like to see that. Then they have a table with the various different assays, some very consistent grades and intersections there, looking very promising. There is I believe there's, where we go here, just looking for something in this press release. They mentioned that they have 100% interest in 6,269 hectares of the Gossan Hill property by staking, and the company can earn 100% interest in an additional 4,300 hectares subject to a 2% NSR, 50% of which is recoverable after under a 3-year term. And then you can find some more details in the press release about those drill intersections. And then on January 11th, they had another news release, and in this one, the headline is Mike Maslowski to be inducted into the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame. In the press release, they note that in recognition of a storied mining career that spans 5 decades, Mike Maslowski, Allan President and CEO, is being inducted into the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame. Congratulations. They go on that in a ceremony to be held Thursday, January 13th, Mike Maslowski will be enshrined amongst other great Canadian developers. The Hall of Fame's official citation will pay tribute to his instrumental role in the discovery of 16 producing mines that have earned him the title of Mr. Mine Finder. Then there's some more details about the award that Mr. Maslowski is receiving, and so that's a pretty impressive career, and to be inducted into the Canadian Hall of Fame, Mining Hall of Fame, is quite an accomplishment. So again, congratulations. All right, so that is the key information from the various press releases from Allan that we wanted to talk about. The reasons that we're adding them to our radar screen, one, led by a gentleman that has had a storied career like Mike Maslowski, is an important part of the whole big picture of the company. They're a Manitoba focus company, which is a mining-friendly jurisdiction. Their exploration team has a lot of experience in that region, and as always, whenever we look at any company and first start covering them, it always starts with what the drill rig, or as we prefer to call it, the truth machine, returns. And in this case, they look like they have a very interesting new discovery of gold and silver in Manitoba, and so we want to keep a close eye on the company and watch for their future news releases. I'm not if you want to start your homework, which we always recommend our viewers to do their homework on the companies they're interested in. A good place to start that again is on their website, which is Callanan Callanan.com. So that's Callanan. Now the second company that we're going to talk about is Lakeshore Gold. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders. Past coverage, they are a featured company in the Allan Berry Reports email newsletter. We started coverage of them on June the 15th, 2009, which was our 24th edition. And if you're watching on our website at allanberryreports.com and you look above me, you'll see a report section. In there we have all of our past reports, and that's where you can find that June 15th, 2009, 24th edition. And you can either read that online, or also we have it downloadable in a Word file for you to read at your convenience. The past shows that we've had them on have been on September 16th, 2010, October 13th, 2010, November 18th, 2010, and December 8th, 2010. And again, if you want to find any of those shows, look above me at the shows section. In there we have all the shows with the dates, description of what we talked about, the companies that were on the show, and then a link to where you can go and watch the show. And so that's a good place if you want to go find any of those shows that we talked about Lakeshore on. Their website is lsgold.com, and on their website we're looking for two press releases, one from January the 6th, 2011, and January the 11th, 2011. So I'm on their website now, and they have a press release section. In the press release section, you'd want to click on the 2011. That has all their they break it up by years. And so then we're looking for the January 6th is the first one we're going to talk about. In that press release, the headline is Lakeshore Gold declares commercial production at Timmins Mine. And 12,300 ounces of gold produced in December 2010. They go on that 29,000 ounces produced in fourth quarter 2010, 24,500 ounces over final 2 months. Head grade average 7.9 grams per ton gold in December, 7.5 grams per ton gold in the fourth quarter. Additional 103,000 tons of ore is in broken inventory at the end of 2000, still to be processed. They go on that they announced that the company has declared commercial production at Timmins Mine effective January 1st, 2011. The mining rate at Timmins Mine averaged 1,700 tons per day during December 2010, and approximately 1,600 tons per day for the fourth quarter, exceeding the target rate for the mine of 1,500 tons per day and supporting production levels above 10,000 ounces per month. Then they give you some details about the production numbers. There's a quote in the press release from Tony McCooch, who's the president and CEO of Lakeshore, who commented, and I quote, "Today represents a major achievement for Lakeshore Gold with the declaration of commercial production at the Timmins Mine effective January 1st, 2011. Reaching commercial production is an important milestone for driving value creation and results from our exploration, development, and operating success. We have made rapid progress at Timmins Mine, going from commencing advanced exploration to commercial production in roughly 3 years. At our mill, head grades continue to be strong and recoveries are consistently better than we expect, averaging around the 97% level. Over the last 2 months of the year, we exceeded our target to exit 2011 producing at an average rate of 10,000 ounces per month at the mill, end quote. And so also in that press release, they give you some details about Lakeshore. We've talked about them a lot, so we're not going to go into that. And later on, we'll sort of summarize the key reasons that we follow the company. So then I'm going to go back to the press releases, and we're looking for the January 11th press release. In that one, the headline is Lakeshore Gold demonstrates near-surface resource potential and extends mineralization to minimum 750-meter depth at the Gold River Trend. They go on that wide high-grade intercepts reported near surface in the west portion of the Gold River East. Potential for multiple zones confirmed. One of those holes had 5.04 grams per ton gold over 16 meters, intersected 35 meters below surface, within a broader envelope grading 2.18 grams per ton gold over 45 meters. Very good grades for a near-surface discovery. Among other intercepts, they had 11.78 grams per ton over 1.7 meters, 6.64 grams per ton of gold over 2.3 meters. They have several others. Then they go on, and one of the highlights is that drilling on the east portion of the Gold River East intersects shallow, high-grade mineralization, potential for further expansion on strike and to depth considered excellent. Then they have more details about the drills, the grades, and the intersections. Then another highlight is drilling to depth extends zone to minimum vertical depth of 750 meters from surface. Then they have a bunch of drill holes in there to talk about, and revised interpretation and mineralization model based on current drilling suggests substantial near-surface exploration potential along Gold River Trend, largely in shallow underground and or open pit zones. And so then they have then they talk about the program. There's a quote from Tony McCooch, President and CEO Lakeshore, who commented, "Today's results strongly demonstrate the potential for the Gold River Trend to host substantial new resources in shallow underground and or open pit zones. The Gold River Trend property, when combined with our adjacent 144 property, covers an area totaling 49 square kilometers in close proximity to our Timmins Mine and Thunder Creek deposits. These two properties are highly prospective and are highly prospective land positions with game-changing potential for our mining and development plans within the Timmins West Complex. We look forward to starting on the next phase of drilling at Gold River East in mid-January to evaluate additional extensions to the zones, as well as to start infill drilling of the mineralized envelope in preparation for an updated National Instrument 43-101 resource over the next 12 months, end quote. Then they have a lot of additional details about the exploration, and you can find that all on their in the press release on their website. So that's the key information from the press release that we wanted to talk about. Some of the reasons that we featured Lakeshore in our reports and have talked about a bunch of times on the show is that they're a new producer with a goal of becoming a middle-tier producer. This is really important in the mining sector. I've talked about this plenty of times on the show, and in the last 5 years or so, there's been a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the mining sector. And when that happened, a lot of the middle-tier companies have been taken over by the largest major mining companies. And so you've got this gap between exploration companies and major mining companies. And the middle tier really plays an important role, because sometimes a discovery, a deposit, is not big enough for the major mining companies to get excited about. But many of the major mining companies that grew into major mining companies grew because they developed these more, I want to say, smaller deposits that then made it so that they could grow into the companies that they are. On a industry-wide look, we definitely need those kind of projects to be developed because we need that production. There's not enough new production coming online, and so that's where these middle-tier companies can come in, and there's a lot of opportunities in that area. And so we really like to see companies that are moving in that direction, and Lakeshore definitely is. They've got a very good pipeline of projects from exploration through to now production. They're in mining-friendly Ontario. They're a well-funded company. They're an aggressive explorer, and now they'll have a lot of production work as well. And so we expect to see a really good flow of news out of the company as we go forward. And so we'll be talking about them more in future shows. And so if you'd like to do some homework on the company, great place to start is on their website. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. It's lsgold.com. That's a great place for you to go and do your homework and check out the company and their various different projects. And so now we'll move on to our third company, and that's Rainy River Resources. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. Our past coverage, they've been on several of our shows. We had them on the September 16th, 2010, November 4th, 2010, December 1st, 2010, and December 29th, 2010 shows. Again, just look at if you're watching the show on our website at allanberryreports.com, just look above me at the shows section. In there, you'll find all of those past shows, and you can, and we have the links so you can easily go and watch them. Their website is rainyriverresources.com. That's RAINYRIVERRESOURCES.com. And on their website, we're looking for 2 news releases, one on January the 7th and one on January the 11th, 2011. I'm on their website now. On that website, they have the news section. In there, they have press releases, and they have it teed up for their 2011. So far, they've had 2 on there. And the first one is Rainy River closes $75 million bought deal financing. They give you all the details about the financing. Basically, why we bring this up is this gives the company a really good cash position. One of the nice things about doing large financing of $75 million is that they got a very attractive price to do the financing at, so that keeps the dilution down, but also gives them ample funds to be an aggressive exploration, and so that's an important development. The next one that we're going to talk about was on January the 11th, and in that press release, they mentioned that the headline is Rainy River announces high-grade infill drilling results. They go on that Rainy River announced drill results from the Rainy River Gold Project in northwestern Ontario. These results are from the remaining drill holes of the 2010 infill drilling program and will be included in the updated National Instrument 43101 resource estimate expected to be completed by the middle of the first quarter. Results from all holes are summarized in the table. Some of the highlights of the exploration program, they indicate remaining 2010 infill results continue to intersect high-grade gold. NR 10-606 hole returns 30.0 grams per ton gold over 4.5 meters in the ODM zone. Hole 608 returns 9.3 grams per ton gold over 13.5 meters in the ODM zone. Then the cap zone showing promising exploration upside with wider zones of significant gold mineralization in NR10-610, 1.2 grams per ton gold over 39 meters. NR10-610 returns 6.8 grams per ton gold over 4.5 meters in the ODM and demonstrates the potential for additional high-grade discoveries at depth. High-grade zinc and silver assays encountered in the ODM zone as well. And then they have details about the drilling in the ODM zone, the cap zone drilling, the ODM zone, and their zinc and silver results. They give you very good details. And then they have a commentary. This commentary is from Raymond Threlkeld, who is the president and CEO of Rainy River, and he's commented, and I quote, "Results from the infill program are very encouraging, and while adding a great deal of new information for the next National Instrument 43-101 resource update, the infill program has also demonstrated the enormous potential for further discoveries of volcanogenic gold and VMS deposits. Based on the success of the 2010 exploration program, the company has approved a $57 million budget for 2010 that includes over 100,000 meters of infill and regional diamond drilling, initiating an underground exploration program, and moving all relevant engineering and environmental studies to the feasibility level. We will also be conducting an aggressive exploration program at the TPK joint venture project with 11,000 meters of drilling planned to follow up on the recent high-grade gold discovery." End quote. So, as you can tell, Mr. Threlkeld is very impressed and excited about these results, as we are as well. That's the key information from the press release. Some of the reasons that we like Rainy River is that they're a gold-focused company. They're in Ontario. Their Rainy River project is well located. It's for easy access, so that'll have some important influence on the economic evaluation of the project. They have excellent discovery with both low-grade open pit potential and then high-grade as well. That combination gives them great flexibility as they assess the economics. What I mean by that is you could either they have the potential of focusing their evaluation on going after the high grade or going after the open pit low grade, which would be a big tonnage producing kind of an operation. And so that flexibility is really important. And when they're assessing the economics of the project. Also, they're a well-funded company. As I mentioned earlier, when they're doing those financings, they're doing them at very attractive prices, so they can put a lot of money in the treasury, so they're able to do a lot of work, aggressively drill their projects, and now do the underground work as well. And so that's really important. And one key thing it'll do for the company, which we're interested in, is we'll give them a very strong flow of news as we go forward. So we definitely think we'll continue. We've talked about them a lot on our shows, and we expect to be talking about them a lot in the future as well. And if you'd like to do your homework, as we always recommend people do, a good place to start that is on their website that we mentioned earlier, RainyRiverResources.com. So that's a wrap on our In the News segment. But before closing, we'd like to stress that this show and our reports are for information purposes only. We aren't making buying or selling recommendations. It's important for you to do your own research and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We're always trying to grow our audience, and any efforts you make to help us let people, your friends that follow the markets, know about our website, our reports, our shows, would be greatly appreciated. We also really appreciate you taking the time to watch the shows. We know that we're well aware that everybody is very busy these days, and we strive to produce a show that saves you time and brings you helpful, high-quality information. Our next show, we're going to do another In the News show tomorrow. That'll be our end of the week kind of thing. Then on Sunday and Monday, there's a mining conference up in Vancouver. It's put on by the folks over at Cambridge House. If you do a Google search for Cambridge House Mining Conference, if you're going to be in Vancouver, you can register online, and then there's no charge to go to the show. If you register at the door, I think there's a $25 charge or something like that. And some of my friends, we're going to be walking the floor of the conference. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome. Just introduce yourself, say hello. I'm always easy to find at these shows, and so you can join our group, and you're more than welcome. So, and again, if you want to find out about all of our various different shows, public speaking engagements, anything we're working on, great way to do that is to sign up for our email list. There's no charge to be on our email list, and to subscribe, just look above me at the subscribe button, fill out the information, and we'll keep you up to date on all the work that we do, our reports, and anytime we're doing public speaking engagements or TV interviews, these shows. It's a great way to follow what we're working on, and again, there's no charge for that. So we hope you can join us for our next show, or see us at the conference this weekend. And you can find all of our work on our website at allanberryreports.com. We hope to see you soon. Have a great day.